This is a property management system on Notion. What it does is to help you to one, document, track, and manage your tenants, your manager, your property managers, and your properties. So this is very useful if you're a realtor, a house owner, or as a property owners. So there are three navigations here. So the first one here is Tenant Hub. This will take you to the database of the tenants. Same here, Property Manager. This will take you to the Property Manager's database. Same here. So under the interface, we have different block. We have active tenants. This is where your active tenants, you can find the information on your active tenants. So when you click on a tenant portfolio, it will open to the information on the tenants. You have the personal information, documentation and resources. Here you'll find the tenancy application form, tenancy agreement, and rent receipts. You can embed all the receipts here to help with information retrieval. If you have this central hub where you save all the documents related to your property, related to your tenants, it will be easier for you to easily retrieve any information you want to retrieve instead of having all the information scattered everywhere, your WhatsApp, your email, without having a central hub where you can store that. This system can actually help you do that. So we have managers block, which have the same quality as the tenants block. We have the house block. We have the occupied house where here you can find your house that are occupied, and we have your vacant house block. This is where you can find your house that are vacant. So with this data, you can have overview of who is living where in your property, who is managing what in your property, and which of your property is occupied, which of your property is vacant. So the next navigation we'll be looking at is the quick add button. So what this button does is to one, help you add. Let me take for instance you have a new tenant and you want to add information. So it will help you to quickly add information on a client, sorry, on a tenant. So to do that, you click on this add new tenant, then open. So you use the add tenant template here. So you have that. So you add the name of your tenant, precious, then renewal date, rent renewal date, house, rented house, which house did the tenant rented. Okay, so tenancy status is active, person is active, but you add the details of the personal information of the person, the email, the state of origin, the phone number, then the resources. Here you can embed the tenancy application form, embed the tenancy agreement, then embed the rent receipt. With this, you can have a database where you have all the information stored without having all the information or data scattered everywhere. So that is it for the tenancy. So we have Precious. So if you go back to your navigation, this Precious will be an active tenant. So let me take for instance one of your tenants decide to leave. You can come here and maybe Precious decide to leave. So you can change the tenancy status to past tenants. Once you change it to past tenants, it will clear from your dashboard. The tenants will no longer be among the active tenants. So same thing as the managers button and the property button. So if you have a property, you can decide to have a new property. You can decide to add that here with the necessary information. This will include the location of the property. Click on location of the property, then property type, manager, property manager, status, still vacant, tenants, no new tenant, things like that. You can update it and personalize it based on the information you want to track. So with this, you can able to track all your information, track your tenants, track your properties without having a silo data everywhere in your phone, maybe your WhatsApp, your email. With this, you can have a centralized hub where you can track your properties. Okay, let me go back. So that is it for the property management system. You can personalize it based on what you want to track or the main information you want to track. You can decide to put other navigation or put other details based on your preference.